Hello gorgeous, my name is Jen. Thank you so much for being here. In this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions of this foundation from Tom Ford. This is the Shade Illuminate Soft Radiant Foundations. I got two shades because I got it online and I didn't really know my shade exactly. And also, I will be showing you a demo and first impressions of the quad. This quad right here, which is the number 1, and the name is Badass. So if you're interested in knowing what my thoughts are, please keep on watching. When trying a new foundation, I always like to use this 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗶𝗵𝗵 cream, which is a concentrate, because this is thick enough that it would work on me as a primer, and I don't want to add too many products at the beginning just to see how a new foundation would work on me. Usually I am not the type of person that can wear a foundation from different brands because I have very specific needs with my skin, so I like to stick to cream foundations. They're liquid, but they are more in the creamy consistency, and they are full coverage. As of now, I have only been happy with one, which if you've seen my prior videos, you would see that is the NARS Longwear foundation. So I'm gonna take just a little bit. This much works with my entire face. I have very big pores right here, so I know by experience that this will help me get the look of a primer. And as you can see, just by applying the moisturizer, my face is already turning really red. So that's why I'm very picky with my foundations, and I'm very excited to try this one. Because it's the first time, I want to see how it would look using a brush in this side of my face and a beauty blender on this side of my face. Hopefully they have a very similar finish and a very finished look at the end, but we shall see. For this, I have two shades of this foundation, but I'm going to start with the lightest one, which is the 5.5. I am in love with this packaging. I have tried a different type of foundation from this brand and I absolutely love it. So I cannot wait to try this one with you. I love that this comes in a pump. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Okay, so it's more liquidy than what I expected. So let's start little by little. I'm gonna dab it. I'm gonna be using this 𝘄𝗶𝗹𝗶 brush. This is a foundation brush for this side. Okay, so far it looks like the color matches. I like that. This seems to be a little darker, which is okay because if we wear sunscreen like we should all be doing in our faces, then our face is gonna be lighter than the rest of our bodies. So I'm gonna pull my hair back and go down my neck. Wow, it has a lot of coverage for someone who has such red faces. For someone who has such a red face as mine, I was not expecting for that little bit to have this coverage. So I am very happy. Wow. Okay. So that was just one pump. I have very little in the back of my hand. And I will be needing a little more just for this area because that's where I have most of my troubles. But what I like to do is when trying a new foundation, or even with my current foundation, is that I try to cover the whole face first, and then in the specific places where I have a problem, that's where I add a little more, because I don't really need to cover this much of my face here or my forehead. So I try to use as minimal product as possible so it doesn't look too heavy, but yet to make sure that at the end of the look, everything looks even. So this is just with one pump. I'm going to try a little more. See if I can get half a pump. For my personal taste, I wish this was a little more in the creamier side, but it is a little liquidy. But that's okay, we can work with it. I'm just used to so much with my other foundation that's probably why I feel like this about this one. This has a beautiful finish. It's very luminous. Now for the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing. Use one pump first with the Beauty Blender, and what I'm expecting is to have to use a little more product on this side of my face because the beauty blenders and sponges in general tend to absorb a little bit of the product more than a brush. One trick that I like to do when applying foundation is that I apply foundation all over the face, and then in this area right here and in my nose I only use the leftover that's in the sponge or in the brush, and I just press. Usually I would say 90% of the time I will be using a beauty sponge versus a brush when applying foundation. But usually in this area for me, I would only use the Beauty Blender. I will try it half a pump, just like in the other side, and apply it on my trouble areas. And I also have some here. So far, I noticed that on this side of my face where I use the brush is not as luminous as on the side of the beauty sponge. And I find that very interesting because there has been cases where the opposite happens with other foundations, but that's okay. They both have a beautiful finish. They look very similar, but I don't know if you can see it on camera. Here, I see that it's more radiant than on this side. Another thing that I noticed is that with the beauty sponge, I got more coverage in my trouble area, which is this one right here. And here, it looks like I would need a little bit more product with the brush. So that's something that never happened before. Usually it's the other way around. For concealer, I will be using this Forever Skin Corrector from Dior. For the eyes, I'm going to be using the quad from Tom Ford number 01 Badass. So I covered the whole lid with the lightest color. This is a quad that does not have a matte. So we are going to do a smoky eye and no mattes today. This is actually the first impressions of this quad as well, being that it's the first time that I use it. Very easy to blend. So far, I've never had a problem with the quads from Tom Ford. I only have, this is my third one, and all of them are just amazing. I will be using the darkest shade in the quad, which is a gorgeous color. It looks like black, but it has some blue sparkles in it. It's just amazing. And I'm going to be adding it just at the end to add depth. It's so beautiful, and they are like butter. Now I'm gonna finish the other eye, add some lashes, and I'll be right back. set my under eyes, I will be using this powder from Pat McGrath. To set my foundation, I will be using this powder from 𝘃𝗹𝗂𝗿. This is the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. And I'm going to be using a Kiko Milano brush. In order to avoid a cast on this powder, I like to use this brush so I can use it on one side and then switch it over and on the other side for the other half of my face. I will be leaving all the products that I'm using down in the description box. However, this 𝘃𝗹𝗂𝗿 powder is not available at the moment, but I do have word that it might be coming back this year, and if so, I will be letting you all know in my Instagram. So I suggest that if you want to see when the powder will be available, or if you want to see all the products that I use, swatches and application, to follow me there. For bronzer, blush, and highlighter, I'm going to be using this quad from Hourglass, and it has all these beautiful colors. This is the bronzer that I'll be using, the blush, and the highlighter. This is a setting powder, but I'm not going to be using that today. For lips, I will be using this combo today. The lipstick is from Bobbi Brown and the lip liner is Prestige. The lip color is called Semi Naked and the lip liner is called LO2 Shimmer. And this is the final look. I think that this foundation, it's really beautiful. It has an extreme coverage if you build it up, and it doesn't look cakey and it doesn't feel heavy in the skin at all. Now, I think that this shade that I got, which was one of the lightest of the two, which is 5.5, might be a touch too dark for me in the winter months, but I think for the summer it will be beautiful. Now, I cannot tell you what the long wear is on it because I'm just doing this tutorial now, but I will be doing a wear test later on, and that will also be on my Instagram. I really like it. I'm very happy that I got it. It covers absolutely all my rosacea, which is amazing. And I've tried so many foundations before and they have not worked out. This one does. As for the quad, I think it's beautiful and it did not disappoint, just like the other ones. I'm going to show you a quick swatch of the 4 colors. They are very buttery and not powdery at all. This is the way they look. I think these 2 colors are very unique. They have a blue sparkle and another one that is kind of like a greenish color, and it's just gorgeous. And they look like this. As you can see, they do have a beautiful sparkle on them. This quad doesn't have any matte colors, but honestly, I don't think it needs one. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that this first impressions video was helpful to you in any way. And if you are looking to get the foundation, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you see fit, please subscribe. That would really help me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. I will be using this foundation brush from 𝘄𝗵𝗹𝗹 in the rest of our bodies. I'll see you. Thank you so much for watching below. If you feel I hope this video for first